This is the true rebel challenge. Every person you meet, every person who crosses your path, every person who you interact with, treat them with love, dignity, and respect. That's it. That's the challenge. Treat everyone with love, dignity, and respect. Not just the people who treat you with respect. Not just the people that you like. Everybody. Everybody with love, dignity, and respect. This is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. type of territory. You see, Dr. King used to lead these civil rights marches during the movement in the 1960s and 1950s, and they would encounter all kinds of violence. They would have dogs set on them, things thrown at them, they would be spit on, police brutality, they would be dragged off, thrown into prison, and all because they wanted to stand up and say, we are not less than others just because of the color of our skin. And the things that got said to them, whispered or said or even yelled at them with spit flying out of people's mouth, words that will shake you and keep you up at night, vile things, disgusting things, things that are meant to make you feel like you're less than human. And yet, if you wanted to go on one of these marches with Dr. King, they needed to know that you would be able to face this type of hatred, this type of violence, and this type of fear, and not respond and react with violence. See, that wasn't even only it. It wasn't just about not being violent in the face of violence. Dr. King wanted his community to be able to face all that type of violence and still be able to love. These are Dr. King's words. Returning violence for violence multiplies violence, adding deeper darkness to a night that's already devoid of stars. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Love is the most powerful thing that we have, and it's ours to give away, and we don't even run out, but we have to have the courage to use it. Imagine if nobody had to earn love. If they came into a community where love was just given away for free, where you just get it. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to achieve it. Nobody had to worry about being cool, saying the cool thing, doing the cool thing. They're just loved for who they are. You know, if we received that type of love, we might actually learn to love ourselves. In his most famous speech ever, I Have a Dream, Martin Luther King Jr. said something like this: I have a dream that one day my 4 kids will be able to grow up in a country where they will not be judged according to the color of their skin. Racism is still a huge, huge problem. I don't think we could really overstate the role that racism and racial inequality plays in Canada and the United States and other places in the world. The reality of growing up with black skin, the reality of growing up as a First Nations person. But racism is only one form of prejudice. We don't only judge people because of their race and the color of their skin, but also because of their gender or their culture or because of how they identify their sexuality. So if we see a brand new kid walking the halls of our school or in our neighborhood, what are the types of things that we're gonna look at? And if you say clothing, ding, you probably get that top slot in Family Feud. That's probably number 1. But also, what does that clothing say? Are they obviously part of a different culture? Or how do they walk? How do they carry themselves? Do they seem like they have a particular attitude? How heavy are they? Are they overweight? Are they really skinny? Am I attracted to them? Do I find them appealing? Do they have an obvious physical disability? Are they in a wheelchair? All of this happens before we've likely even ever spoken one word to a person or ever even had a conversation with them. I want you to take a look at me for a second and guess what type of music you think I listen to. Go on, take a guess. I mean, it seems like no big deal, right? I mean, big deal. So you think I listen to this type of music or that. But actually, I'm just trying to demonstrate it for a second how prejudice works. If I walk into lots of different high school cafeterias, that place might be almost completely segregated into groups based on the type of music that people listen to. So if you listen to rock and you think that I listen to hip hop, or if you listen to hip hop and you think I'm into metal or something like that, you may never even bother to have a conversation with me because you don't think we'll end up being friends anyway. This is just one of the many obstacles that gets in the way of us treating all people with love. See, Dr. King didn't say, I hope one day my kids won't be judged according to the color of their skin, but clothing style. Yeah, that's better. Let's judge one another according to clothing style. No, he didn't say that. See, he filled in that blank. He said, I hope that my kids aren't judged according to the color of their skin, but instead according to the content of their character. 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 This is like something that we barely ever talk about and certainly don't really consider when we're thinking about other people. I mean, I have never heard a girl say something like, yo, you know that guy Jeff? Yeah, the one with the really, really good character. I heard he likes you. But I've never heard a guy say, yo man, did you see that girl? The character on her? I think part of the issue is that we don't always even really know what character means. For that, let's go back to another Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. quote. Life's most persistent and urgent question is this, said Dr. King. What are you doing for others? Let's add a Nelson Mandela quote into that mix. And I'm telling you, if you don't know who these two guys are, Dr. Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, then I've got an idea for you for your next school report, all right? Because you need to look into this. But Nelson Mandela, who spent like 27 years in prison, he said this. To be free is not merely to cast off one's own chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. This is what character is all about. How do you treat others? Are you a person of love? See, love is truly rebellious, truly revolutionary. It's not the choice that most people are making. And my challenge to you today is to have the courage and to have the wisdom to choose to be a true rebel and commit yourself to treating all people with love, dignity, and respect. The homeless person on the street, treat them with love, dignity, and respect. The person behind the counter who just screwed up your order for the 5th time, love, dignity, and respect. That person in your class who you think is annoying, or the one who you think is dumb or stupid or fat or smelly or any of those words that we use to degrade the people around us. Instead, treat them with love and dignity and respect. It'll change you. It'll change them. You'll see them in a whole new light. The person who doesn't treat you with respect, treat them with love and dignity and respect anyway. This is rebellion. Love is a rebellious act. Love was at the heart of Martin Luther King's dream. And it's the thing that I think will be able to lead us and draw us to this place that right now we can only even imagine of, where people are given love freely, celebrated for who they are, without having to earn it. Love can change everything, and it starts with you.